Good. Ah, what's the? I don't think I know the. What is it called for it? The filter. Exchanger. Ka-chow. Good evening, chili dogs. I guess I gotta stand up a little bit closer. Even though I don't really want to. I gotta lower this a little bit. It's so annoying. This isn't bad. Also, it looks like this got tilted somehow. It's a little weird. It does look like it's off. Anyway, is this? I guess I'll figure it out later. We're finishing the water whistle thing, so we're gonna get right into that. Ka-chow. Alright. Camera B. What the am I looking at? Is it just me? What is this? It is just me. That's kind of obnoxious. Well, this needs to go over anyway. Wheel. Close in. That actually just looks terrible. Whatever. Shelf. We have our last one, and it's in here somewhere. So we're gonna just keep on cruising away. What do we got here? Yeah, this is the last one. Camera A. There we go. Alrighty, we got this stuff here. That'll be fine. What I wanted to do was kind of have this look a lot nicer, but that's not going to be the case today, because my camera B, wheel. So you can see what my plan was here. I thought this would be kind of a better angle. I thought it looked nicer too, but there's just too much. It's just not lined up properly. Space. It's literally like which part of my leg is this? All the way down by my knee. Like, what is this even looking at? You know, it just doesn't look good. Whatever. When you change things, usually things aren't going to go well the first couple times. Wheel. What I'm noticing is that this is really thick up until here. So we're going to cut this, and we have this right here. I just don't even know. Set that way over there. Yeah, we're just going to... It's ripping, so that's not good. We'll cut this like that. I think that's gonna look okay. We gotta get our little needle tool here. I just think that looks bad. I feel like that's a little bit better, but still not great. I don't really like this one anyway to begin with. I don't know what I was thinking with these forms. They just look terrible. Like, I just gotta make them simpler the next batch. I do. I think just these dragon ones, they'd be just so much cooler with a simple thing. I think after I realized that, it made me not want to finish these ones. Like, I kind of wanted to scrap them. But I need to start, like, actually finishing a bunch of them, though. I told myself I wanted to make 100 of them. Right now I'm at, like, 20 something of them. Alright. I think this looks okay. It literally couldn't be in a worse position. Alright, so for the future I gotta lower that. You liking that? It's okay. Alright, let's cut this next piece. This one's a little bit more stiff, so we're going to actually cut off the end a little bit more here. And out there. So I'm going to cut this on an angle. Let's see, this one goes on there. I'd say pretty good. Again. Okay. I'm just going to be marking where this goes. Camera A. Camera B. I'm gonna fix I gotta fix this. It's gonna drive me, it's seriously gonna drive me crazy, guys. So the desk, it's not even looking at the right area. I don't know why there's like literally no contrast. You know, like it's like somebody just poured butter all over my screen. Do you guys see what I mean? It's just so unsaturated, it feels like. Like the background, it should be that dark. It's whatever. Alright, I think that's okay. So that's desk. Okay. I mean, you literally can't even tell what this is. So. That's closing. I feel like that's a good closing. I feel like I could zoom it out just a little bit. Like, does it ever really need to be zoomed in that much? I think the answer is no. Okay. Update that one. Space. I mean, I don't know. This one feels a little weird too. Yeah, that's fine. This, I just feel like, why is this just not like this? You know what I mean? At least it doesn't need to be that, because having some of the thing is actually a good idea. I just think this is probably better. And the shelf, it's already zoomed out all the way. So I mean, maybe something like this. And a little bit lower, maybe? I don't want to have too many wires. That's fine. Okay. Closing. So all I'm doing here is I'm just trying to take this little noodly part and I want this to be the body of the dragon. So have that twist up and come back together. I think that looks kind of nice. And then have this stamped back. Kind of just wanting to make this end a little bit thicker. Wheel. Okay. kind of like that. What do you think? Okay. Maybe I gotta squeeze this a little bit so I can get this actually connected over to this other side here. What do you think? Do we like that? I think so. Yeah, I think I like that. I'm just kind of using the needle tool as like a knife tool to kind of smooth out and cut away the connection points. Alrighty. So that's kind of the body. And we're thinking the dragon is going to be here, right? And we're going to have its hands kind of launch up again on top of the handle in these two areas. And then on the front, we actually want the dragon this way this time, which will be kind of different from what we normally do. We normally do the dragon towards the hand, so this time it will be a little bit different this time, right? And this way we can reach this, so I don't have to use a different tool to blow the whistle. Actually, that second whistle's not really that great. But again, I'm not a big fan of this whistle in general. I think the forms are just not doing it for me on this one. They don't really. I think it's too weird where it just starts just becoming like nothing. It's like one of those things I always say is it's talking loud, but it isn't saying much, you know. So I guess we'll start with the little pads, the hand here. So start with these. guess we'll start with the back legs here. You know what? Let's do the front legs. Let's just change up the way that we do this, just because, who knows, it might do something cool if we just flop the process around. Alright, so we're gonna get this right on here. Camera A. Zoom. Is this blurry for you guys? It looks a little blurry on my screen. I can't tell if it's blurry or just low quality. It's just low quality then. I need to actually get some more water too. Okay. Space. I don't even like. This clay's a little bit too stiff. I really don't feel like I'm able to pull it that much off this side. And where do we want the second foot? Maybe like right here, we'll have the second foot. Scratch this. Some stuff here. Get this connected. Yeah, we kind of like that. What was the first piece of pottery really powerful, even if it might have not have been special in retrospect? I'm trying to think if I have it around. It's probably a cup one of the cups I have upstairs. I feel like I was really into that for some reason. Um, it was like a series where I was doing this online project, my coolest memory series, and yeah, I thought it was really nice. I pulled it out of the kiln. This is one when I trimmed it. I didn't really like trimming those ones because it was hard to keep them flat or even, and so you trim them, it was always a nightmare. But this one, like the stars aligned, it like trimmed perfectly. The foot ring was really nice. The weight of it was nice. The handle just felt really good. And I was gonna give it to my professor as a thank you, and then I was like, I couldn't part with it. So I always regret not giving it away, but I always loved to use the thing just because it was just such a nice little object. I still use it to this day. It makes me a little bit sad thinking about like one of my favorite pieces, one that I made a couple years ago. That's not a good sign. Well, that I made it a couple years ago and I still use it, you know. I feel like that's not a good sign. I feel like if I'm thinking back, I shouldn't want to use any of the stuff from that time, but the audio is a little quiet. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're literally a legend for saying that. I forgot that It should be better now. Is it better now? I was recording some like music. I was singing on a couple of songs in this album for a buddy of mine, and so I gotta do like some rapping and some singing and stuff. I'm pretty excited about it. His birthday is tomorrow, and so I was using this microphone on my like editing desktop, and so I needed it to be a little bit quieter because the microphone was right up to my mouth because I couldn't sing loud, just because I didn't want to disturb my neighbors, you know. But anyway, I'm excited about that. I even got some of them on a CD. What is this? Something popped up on my screen. It's an alert. I don't know why it wanted to do that. Yeah, but I'm getting them all on CD right now. I've been listening to some of the songs that me and my friends made. It's an album of 12 songs, so like, I think it's featuring like 8 of us. 8 of us made 12 songs. Everybody did a good job. I was pretty happy with it. And plus our friend, shit, I'm not going to talk about it anymore, just because literally I shouldn't even be talking about this, because if he came in, I literally just ruined the surprise, so I'll stop talking about it. I don't know what we were talking about a second ago, guys. Do you? Sometimes he does pop in every once in a while to support me, so I shouldn't say anything. That would have been so depressing if that's the thing that ruined it. So much hair everywhere. It's just gross. Alright. So we got like another little thing here on this side. So we're just going to start attaching this here. And again, this handle is going to be a little bit softer. So it's going to be a little bit of a problem. Let's pinch this up here. I kind of like the way that those... Here, get that out of the way. Here, I kind of like the way that these come together. I don't know. It almost reminds me of like an insect, or like... I don't know. I just like the way that those are. They almost look like wishbones. You know, they do look a little bit like wishbones. Yeah, these are a little bit different. These are the water whistles. So they are a little bit different. But I don't like these ones, to be honest. And at least the one I'm working on right now. I think the vessel itself, like the two vessels that are coming together, yeah, so but the two, here, camera A, the two chambers here, I think they're just too, like, this double bump thing on this one is not really working for me. And this one where it gets a little bit too thin. I thought they'd look nice, but just bear with me. It's like the forms are doing too much, and they're kind of disturbing what's going on top of it a little bit. I think I get too interested in making the forms kind of like intricate or interesting to look at by themselves, so that when they come together, they're just not... They're not doing it for me, to be honest. I liked, maybe out of the 4 that I have, there's like one of them that I think I'm really vibing with. But I think I'll try to make the vessels a little bit simpler, so I can kind of go a little bit more crazy with the other ones. But anyway, let's start getting on these back legs here. Alright. So we have these two. So what we're doing is we're getting ready to make the other ones right now. Yeah, I can probably do it. Camera B. Let's get this guy over here a little bit. Zoom. Oh, camera B. Close in. There we go. So I just start with these conal shapes, really. It's like how people pull handles off their pots. These limbs are actually kind of like handles. So it is something about them that is kind of fun. It's still using that pottery language to create something. It's not a handle. Kind of a handle. I don't know if that really makes sense. So we got these 4. Cruising there. Okay. Space. Okay. I think we want it to be on the side of the whistle, because if it's not on the side of the whistle, it's going to cover up the whistle hole, and then it's not going to make any sound. I do think one thing that I'll try to do before I close this up is I'm going to try to actually push down a part of this, hopefully to make it sound a little bit better. So right now there's some spots I'm not really... Like, cause this whistle up here doesn't really whistle that much, and I'm starting to see one of the reasons why as I'm working on it here. It has potential. It might work. Okay, so let's start pulling these dudes off the side of it, right? So again, we're gonna get some of this clay here. Glob that on there. We don't want to have too much of it on there, but just enough to make sure we stick this kind of nicely to the side here. Okay. Alright. We'll go to the other side. I think the other side's actually going to be the hard part to get working, because there's a lot of like other mumbo jumbo hanging around. So we'll actually pull it a little bit right now. Scratching this. It's kind of hard to get, in the future what I'll do is I'll make the limbs on there first, then connect the body. Because the limbs seem like they're the most annoying to put on. So let's get those first while there's less things that can impede the actual placement of them, right? That makes the most sense, wouldn't you say? I also want to try to we're going to pull this side's handle off here. Or not off, just out. The key with pulling these handles too is I'm just trying to make sure there's a slight taper, because as soon as there's not a taper, then you're going to end up with a really awkward thin spot, right? Okay. I want this here. Here. I kind of like it on the handle again. I don't know. I keep doing them on the handle, but I can't stop. Richard, I've ever worked with Sculpey, air dry modeling clay. No, but I have seen. There's this this lady who's in like this jewelry and metals major, right? And man, she would always use this air dry clay, and it was really these soft, vibrant pastel colors, and she'd make these little characters and figures out of them, and she made me this like necklace of them, and I thought it was just like, it was really, she was responding to, I did this thing where every single time the new year starts, I would like make mugs for the whole entire student body, right? And then I'd be like a little pottery Santa or pottery elf or fairy, and I'd just like go around to all the studios and drop off a little welcome back pot, right? And in response, people would give me things back. They didn't never asked, right? But people would just do it because they want to be nice back. And she made this necklace that was just, you know, she put a lot of time into it, so it was really nice gift back. I feel like actually she kind of outdid my gift quite a bit, right? Because I'm just trying to make a bunch of them so I can get one to everybody, where hers was more like a singular object, right? It was really nice. But anyway. Yeah, I kind of like that. You guys can't really see what it looks like here. like about this. Yeah, I think air dry clay is cool too. I think something I'll say about I'll never work with air dry clay, first of all, just because I like the quality of like this sort of clay, right? But there was something I thought was really cool about it is the weight of air dry clay is so light. When she gave me this necklace with all these little medallion figures on it, these faces, I was like, dang, that's gonna be heavy. But when you picked it up, it was so light. It was like it was made out of marshmallow or something. You know, I really did like that quality of it. But I just can't help but throw the wheel is the only redeeming factor for me for clay. So if I had to do the Sculpey stuff, like I wouldn't be able to get on the wheel, and I think that would ruin it for me. Has to be the wheel for me. To be honest, I want to get my hands on some real clay so I can touch some earth. Yeah, I mean, anything is, whatever you want to do is okay. Like, I definitely have my opinion where I want to have and work with this material, right? But, like, if air dry clay floats your boat, go for it, you know? And if you want to try some of this stuff, I feel like you'd be surprised on how disconnected the clay that we work with is from like the earth. I know it's like minerals from the earth, but in some way, like everything is processed. Like this clay has a recipe that you use to mix it, right? So it's not straight from the earth, you know. So if you wanted to do stuff straight from the earth, that'd be kind of cool. But then you also got to remind yourself that a lot of the places that you'd go to get the clay straight from the earth might not be naturally formed there, right? A lot of stuff gets like dropped in, like on trucks for like filling and stuff, right? There's probably clay in your backyard if you dig deep enough, right? So, I don't know. Clay is kind of a weird thing. Because probably just as many materials from the earth, the air dry clay is probably just as synthetic as this clay that I'm using right now. Synthetic, I guess I use that word loosely. So we kind of like how this one's working here. Yeah. I feel like this pot looks like it's creeping, you know. This pot is creeping. Like it feels like camera A. Camera A. It's like crawling. What is clay actually? Like what element is it? Silica and alumina, right? So it's like, what elements is that? Al, S, something, whatever silicon alumina, whatever that little compound is, right? And then obviously like there's trace materials and everything, you know. Yeah. But there could also be There could be lithium in it, right? Some feldspars that they use for glazes. People actually put in, like you'll find trace materials of that stuff in here, right? What else would you find? Potassium you'd probably find. Whatever limestone is, dolomite. You'd find a lot of different stuff in here. It'd be a long laundry list of things. Okay, zoom. All right. Zoom. There we go. I hate when that happens. And I just have to like look at myself looking dumbfounded at why it's not working. Kind of annoys me. Okay. So we're going to do the nails, then we have the head to do, and then we're done. I was kind of procrastinating on this one because I didn't want to do this one. I actually just wanted to start a new batch. I actually really wanted to throw today. That's like what I was looking forward to all day, was throwing. And then it just didn't happen. I gotta be careful with how much I spend doing the hand building stuff. Because to be honest, it's just not my thing. When I throw then, and then pause this whistle. I guess that's true, but almost done. Then I don't have to think about it. Think about it that way. It's like you ever go on a drive and you're just like, are you the type of person that doesn't make no stops and drives all the way through? Or do you stop and like stretch your legs for a little bit, right? I'm like somebody who would drive like absolutely exhausted just so I can get there like 10 minutes earlier, because that means it's 10 less minutes that I'm like not on the road. So this is kind of like me like sitting in a car right now. I'm driving on the highway. All right. That's all I'm doing is making the claws right now. Really? So you stop? There's usually nothing that I'd want to see that would make me stop. Even like food, like I'll just get like a bag of sunflower seeds. We're gonna try these ones without the little skin flap and just see if that has that big of a difference. But you can see what we're doing here. Camera B. So you can see I'm just putting these little claws on right now. If you need to be somewhere you won't stop. It's good that you can enjoy stuff like that. Like I can't enjoy stopping. So again, we're pulling these little claws. almost want to put the claw over here. No, it has to be over here though. That's okay. It's too hard to pull that other way. Again, another reason to just do the feet first instead of the whole legs. So just the feet first and then I attach them. I feel like you could be a, is it a psychoanalyst? Where you analyze people's thinking? See what they say. Maybe you've never gone somewhere just to go and see stuff. Maybe anytime you drive, you need to be somewhere. It's probably true. There's not a whole lot that I usually want to see though. I think there's just stuff that I want to like do or stuff that I want to make like while I'm here, you know? Okay. Okay, we kind of like that, how that's like toe, it kind of like flares up. Do you see that? It's like a crazy pinky. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know that was from a particular place. I thought it was just kind of like an act, not like a... Well, I guess everything has some historical backing to it, right? Okay, so we're going to do this side now. So you guys aren't really going to be able to see this unless I... Yeah, well... When in doubt, pinky out. That's hilarious. I like that. Yeah, I actually might use that like as a part of the, like a saying to go with the dragons. Like whenever I just don't know what to do with it, I'll just say that and then have the pinky flare out. I kind of like that idea. Try to be quick with this side just because I know you guys can't really see it. Hopefully you guys can start seeing the dragon take form now and it doesn't just look like a bunch of weird lines. Alright, and one last one here. Do I see a tear in the vessel? What will you do about that? A tear? Oh, this won't really do anything. It's still, do you see how it's flapped over? So this is actually sealed. Like this would be like actually an air pocket through this. So it's not actually impacting the airflow, if that makes sense. What happened probably was there's probably water that got trapped in there and they had nowhere to go and it wasn't evaporating because I had it in that little wet bucket or wet box. So eventually they just dissolve out. But this is like a collapsed fold, so it's like still sealed. So it's all good. And I think too, what I do with those is I don't even pay attention to them. I found that if you kind of try to work on them and try to fix that stuff, I always think it just ends up looking worse than just leaving it. Okay, so this is that other foot. Can you guys even see that? Come on, look at that one. Kind of like that too. Okay. We'll cut into this. Also, somebody stole my, I ordered some hairbands and somebody stole them from my mailbox. So sad. I waited like 10 days for them too. I looked and I was like, they never showed up. And then it said that it was delivered to the mailbox, right? So I was going to start to braid my hair into 2 like pigtail braids. But looks like that dream will continue to live on in my head until my refunded, resent ones show up. Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. But I also don't... Somebody could have stole it, but I also think somebody could have... what's the word? Because for some reason, my apartment area, they like took my mailbox was... Because they're all in one location, right? They took the numbers off my mailbox. But it's right in between the 2 other ones, so it kind of makes sense, like there where mine should go. So part of me was like, I wonder if they put it in like a different mailbox, thinking that it was mine. I don't know if that makes sense. They were going to be kind of cool too. They were like this wood textured one. I was like, wow, that's going to be so nice. Because I braided my hair not too long ago. And I was like, huh, it's actually long enough to have it. Like, be braided. I kind of look like a Viking when I do it a little bit. They're not textured, it's just like, has the image of it. Because I looked up, what I did is I looked up how to braid your hair for dummies on YouTube. And it was like this dude, and he was the one who was selling this product, or he was sponsored by this product. And I was like, you know what, if I'm going to get hair bands, why not? I'll order from the guy who showed me how to do it, right? "42" long. Do I have a... Let me see. How long is... That's 42 inches. I should have tape measure somewhere around here. Do I not? It seems like it's pretty long. It's a couple feet. Whatever. I don't think I'll be able to find... Oh, here it is. 42 inches. No way. Camera A. Hold on. Good? If your hair is that long, it's crazy. Wow. That's literally my dream length of hair. That's insane. Ka-chow. I can't even believe that your hair is that long. Brushing it must be a nightmare. I already struggle with brushing my hair now. If I had to do that, I don't know. It's the goal. I would just keep it in a braid the whole entire time. You did too? Wow, everybody has super long hair. Wow, that's crazy. Get a long, everybody who follows me, what if they all just had like super long hair? Kind of like the little nail on this one. Oh. Do you still have? I feel like my hair would dread up really quickly. Like I have a spot on the back of my head here. What's in the background? Oh no, that's just a pixel thing. But on the back of my head, it's literally like a hamster. Like it's like a full-grown hamster gets there if I don't brush it out. I think it's just because I have like a little bit of a like maybe my hair grows differently there, or my hair's a little wavy. It's mostly straight, but it has some weird waviness to it, and so it gets caught so easily. My sister, though, her hair is so fine and thin. It's like her hair's. It looks like she never has her hair get tangled, even though she probably does. But to me, it seems like it's just totally different from my hair texture. And she's blonde. I can't imagine what my hair would look like if I was blonde. The potential was there. The genetics just didn't line up. Camera A. Zoom. So you can kind of see what I'm doing here on this guy. Right there. Hmm. Yeah, one of my friends kept recommending me to get a silk bonnet to wear. But my goal was actually I was just going to braid it and then leave it braided when I went to sleep. So I'd stop waking up with like this crazy tangled mess. Oh, well. He's going to have a little toe. That looks terrible. I gotta remove that. Scrap one. Yeah, I don't know. There's this guy named Willie Nelson, and he has these just wonderful hairstyle. And ever since I seen it, I've been increasingly drawn to having my hair like that one day. But his hair was all the way down to his butt. So I still have probably like, I would say my hair will be long enough in 3 years. But what I've noticed is that the longer it gets, the more tangled it gets, the harder it is for it to grow because I feel like I'm just ripping so much of it out. Hey, chill, 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 chill. think that's fine. Whatever. Okay, now we're gonna get the tail on there. The tail will be kind of fun. Shelf. Camera B. Look at some of the images of Willie Nelson. Yo, he had some long hair, but sometimes I wonder if it was like extensions though. Like what if he was lying a little bit? Maybe not. I feel like it needs to go over for some reason. Is that really? I feel like that looks terrible. Maybe it has to come out of the other side. I feel like that makes it feel like it's not connected though. We're doing it. Come on. Try something new out. We gotta get this thing done. Almost like it's crawling through it because it almost looks like, oh, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. Camera A. Camera A. Zoom. Like this right here, this needs to get cut up here. Yeah, I've had some days where I've been like, you know what? I'm gonna brush from the top down and just like force it. Let's just say I lost a lot of hair those days. I couldn't even believe how much hair I lost. It was crazy. I was just getting angry. Like after some point, I was just like, I had like a moment where I like, you know, like when a bull sees the color red, or I know that's probably not really what happens, but like the stereotype of a bull seeing red, that's what I felt like. And I was like obsessive about it. Like I got like really like in a trance, it felt like, because I was getting annoyed. And so I was like, if the hair is gonna go, it's gonna go. I just kept going at it. Okay. We kind of like it. We kind of like it. I actually feel like two to 3 hours. I can't even believe it. Tell me 40, you will look 85. That'll be okay. I don't mind. I already feel like in 10 years, I'm gonna look way older than what I actually am. I just kind of accepted that. I feel like all the clay is gonna dry on my skin too. So I feel like the ship sailed for me trying to look nice. I don't really mind, to be honest. I'd rather make cool stuff than look cool. Alright, so I'm taking some of this side here, this one. Oh, wait. Hold on. Camera C? Or camera B? Mini wheel? Camera B? Okay. Hold on. Let me just find it. Wait, I don't have a mirror. Oh, there's one. Wait, is that it? I think that's him. There he is, dude. That's one of my white ones. I feel like I don't have any on this side though. No, it's just on the other side. But that's my, I like that one a lot. I keep him around. My friend, she got famous on like TikTok for she had this white eyelash that was really long. And so she got famous on TikTok for that eyelash, which I thought was kind of cool. She says every once in a while she still gets messages on it to this day, which I think is kind of awesome. It fell out though. She no longer has this mystical eyelash. All right. So do you see what I did here? Oh, not this. Back down here. Camera A. Camera A. There we go. Zoom. So, you can't really see it. Maybe you can see it with space. Camera B. There we go. Okay. So do you see how I have some of this, the ribbon from over here now coming out over here? And it gives this, I feel like it gives this area like purpose. It makes sense that it's coming through the vessel now, right? Do you see how it comes through the vessel? So I'm actually vibing with how that turned out. Then I gotta use that stuff that I normally don't. That makes me want to use this for the neck or the head. Is that too much? I don't even know. We gotta start sculpting his head though. Here. Close up, right? The beard. You're talking about the beard thing? Your sparkles. I would have a beard if I could. Ask any question. A friend of mine has a spot of black hair in his head of brown hair. I heard of people paying a high price to have it done by a hairdresser. Interesting. My I guess is my mom's cousin. His name was called Red, right? And he had all brown hair, but his beard was red hair. So interesting how beard hair is different from head hair. All right, we gotta start sculpting this head. I feel like my beard doesn't really grow nice though. Like I wish my beard was like silky. Mine is like really wiry, like steel wool, and it takes forever for my beard to grow. Somebody says to wait though. They said that one day it will all just like manifest in like a really short period of time. Okay, anyway. Closing. Closing. Red beard with brown hair, really? Oh, I didn't know that. No, I don't think we'll use it. I think we have enough squiggle on there. It's more likely I stay with the shorter beard. No. Oh no. it ain't so. We're sculpting the head now, by the way. I feel like, again, we're going to start off with a ball. I gotta start just throwing knobs for this. I don't know why I don't just make knobs, like flower knobs for this. I feel like that would be like the actual way to make these look really cool. Because then it's like I'm using all pottery techniques instead of like hand building this head. Yeah, first I'm just making a bowl. And you know what? Let's just do it as if we are making like a whistle, you know? And then once we get this hollow thing, we can kind of have some fun with what we do with it. Oh, look at that. It already has these two little eyes right here. Look. Maybe we just keep that. And we kind of have some fun with this. We're not going to keep up with this smile. We won't keep them with the smile, though. You gotta do something, though, to extend out the mouth here. And the reason why I like working with softer clay is I have a little bit more control over how these things can come together. Right, like I can just literally tack something on there. It's almost like this weird skeletal bird. Like this looks creepy now. Make the derpy one go with the derpy folded vessel. I can see what you mean, but I don't know. Like this bird-like one, like to me, that looks kind of cool. Like this is a vibe. Skeletal bird dragon. Thinking plague doctor. Do you see how those things just kind of come together, right? Like 3 seconds ago, maybe not 3 seconds ago, like 3 minutes ago, I wasn't even thinking about this bird, but just those two little eye holes made me just want to push those in, and it felt like derpy, so I wanted to add something on, and then that conal shape that happened earlier, it was like a bouncing off point to this, right? So all these things, even though they might not seem related, they are, right? And so that's why I also think like working and getting them done all in one go, like that's actually like a really attractive way to work for me, because I feel like I end up using things like earlier in the process to help inform how something's finished. I used to have this thing where when I was working with my pots, if I couldn't finish the pot in one day, I wouldn't make it, right? It had to be finished, completed by the end of the day. So I'd only make forms that allowed for me to do that, right? And it's the same idea. I was thinking that the actual process of doing things that day informed that day, right? I'm gonna get some of this slip in here. We'll see how far we're gonna take the little eye holes here. You know, like sometimes this stuff can get a little bit. It can go south really quickly. And if we're gonna add anything, we want to grab my needle tool here. I have the end of this needle tool that I'm just like can't find now, sadly. Whatever, we'll use this. I always like making things look different directions. And if you want to add a little piece of shadow in there, right? It looks so weird, I know. But what you can do is if you roll a really thin chunk, get some slip on the one side, and then you just kind of cut this down to about like here. Watch this. It can be the highlight of the eye. Right. Do you see how it becomes the highlight for the eye, like where the light shines? And so you use the depth to create value. We gotta do the eyelids. Talking about olives? They do look like olives. That's hilarious, yo. Oh man. Now you want to make me redo the eyes. They totally look like olives. That's funny. Okay. It's not soft enough. This clay isn't soft enough. Where's the soft clay? Come on. Like I want to be able to, it needs to be soft enough where I can really smear it nicely, you know? No, I like the olive thing is true. Don't be sorry for saying something that's right. Do you see how just giving it this little lid really does a lot for it? I don't even think I'm going to do an underlid. I think I'm just going to actually have the overlids. Because I think glaze will kind of pull nicely underneath the lid and create depth. Oh, yo, but I just broke off the toe for this guy here. We'll have to make another toe maybe. Well, if we cover it with the dude, I guess we don't really have to. He went from derpy to cartoony. For a second, he was doing the, can you smell what the rock is cooking? Oh, the eyebrow lift? Oh no. You're finding too many meme references in the work. That's how like art collectors in the future, they will figure out what memes people were inspired by. Like you can tell by the way Pottery Demon made the eyes. She was really inspired by The Rock. What was The Rock? Was cooking eyebrow lift. That's gonna be art history classes in like 30 years. Maybe not me though. Maybe like some other art thing. Alright, I'm a fan of how this is looking. This is probably the most cartoony of all of them. Yeah. I do really like it. So now I gotta make the horns though. To make it back to dragon mode. Okie dokie. Again, so on these horns, we're gonna actually take this edge around it and then flap this up over top. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like this guy is like should be named. Where the other dragons, they didn't feel like they needed to have a name. This one feels like it's so cartoony that it needs to have like a silly name, like Bill. Bill the bird dragon, or Daniel. I feel like Daniel, I always think Daniel's like my go-to like random name for my pots. Again, we're gonna kind of make two little divots where we think the horns are gonna go. As you can see his little back eyes. You make a lot of, you said Rico's? Rico. David Stoneville. Yo, what? That's crazy you came up with something that quick. That's pretty good. David Stoneville. A D does feel like it's necessary for this guy. Okay. As much as I really hated this one when we started, the way it's ending is a lot more of a vibe, I'll be honest. Okay, now we're going to pull the horns up. Pretty good. I like the... I kind of like this. I want him to have like this perched up. Like, almost looks like he's ready to pounce. Camera A. Zoom. Do you see how it looks like he's just ready to freaking... He almost reminds me of the dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! The 1,000-Year Dragon or whatever it was. Is anybody a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player that remembers? I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Was such a... Yeah, just the head, for sure. Just the head does. Not sure about the horns. Yeah, you know, I feel like the horns, they're... It needs to be a dragon. That's the only thing. You know, I could do one that's not one, but it just... That was the introduction to this, so I feel like it has to be now. I want to keep doing the dragons. Oh, wait. It's going to be lower, actually. Let's try to squeeze a brush underneath this thing. Well, you know, I think the horns are okay. I feel like they could be a little bit better. I think they're better than the ones that we did like two whistles ago. I feel like those horns were a little rough, but these horns are a little bit better. Slowly getting better at the quality of my horns. Okay. You know, we'll pull the... Oh, wait a second. No, we can't use a handle. If we use a handle, that's bad news. We can't be doing that. You might be asking, why is that bad news to use the handle? Because we have the handle functioning like a handle, so if we make it, like, if we use the handle, it'll look like it's a handle, not the neck. Does that make sense? I just like how weird he is. He's a little freaky. He almost looks like a cat or like a tiger. Not his... The body actually kind of looks like a squirrel. Oh no, not a squirrel. Oh no. Isn't it kind of squirrely? Especially with his tail being like a poof. Maybe I'm the only one who's seeing that. Okay. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. We need to cut this off a little bit lower though. Like this needs to cut off like here maybe. I think that will be good. It might impact the way the horns are received a little bit, but I think it's important that we have I think that's it. That's it, y'all. That's the whistle for today. Yeah. It's a little bit too fast. Come on, chill, slow, slow. Oh, he's a spooky guy. He is a spooky guy. Green? Oh wait, not green. Good? Good evening, chili dogs. We're here with our skull. These are little, I don't even know what I'd call this guy really. Oh yeah, David. We're here with David Stonebill, our new dragon water whistle. It's kind of like more of a bird, but still dragon essence in it. I'm liking a couple parts of it. I like the posture of this one. I feel like it's the most deliberate. It feels kind of sneaky having the arms above the head, right? Like I can't even do it because my shoulders don't do that. So definitely not anatomically correct for human standards, but for weird water whistle dragons, I feel like it's on brand. We kind of have this like little squiggly tail on there, kind of liking, especially the way it kind of goes up the back a little bit, and the tail goes through the vessel. So I'm kind of a fan on how that looks. The first time I did something like that, one of the sides and the sounds of the whistle is a little bit, it's just not that great. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but we're not going to really care about that too much. And what else do we like? Yeah, that's about it. Camera A. Camera A. And I think for the next series I'll be throwing some stuff. Next time you guys see me, I will be throwing, so I'm excited about that. What I will be throwing, that's a different story. Probably some more water whistles, but I also wanted to throw a bunch of like little small like cups, some mini cups. So we might do some of that too, but we'll see. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. All the best and strong mentality. Didn't work. Hold on, guys.
With odorless paint thinner. And I have a screen in the bottom of this can so we can scrub the bristles against the screen and the solid material sort of settle to the bottom, keeping the paint thinner relatively clean. And we'll shake it off and then just beat the devil out of it.